Earlier, I spoke to the leader of the Israeli opposition Labour Party, Isaac Herzog. I asked him how, with the Israeli left's tradition of trying to reach a peaceful entente with the Palestinians, he could support Israel's onslaught on Gaza.
These are tragic events, and believe me, most Israelis feel extremely sorry for these tragic events. But we are simply defending our people. I'm going to the same shelter that I've been at as a child. I've been shot at every evening and every morning by missiles, like most of the citizens of Israel, simply put. So when you are trying to uproot the missiles, after absorbing and absorbing and absorbing, and you warn the citizens, and you alert the civilians, and you send leaflets and SMSs, at the end, you fight. You fight to save your own people. And you want to know something? I lead the Israeli opposition. I lead the peace camp in Israel. If you want to make peace, you have to be ready for war. We are yearning for peace, but we have to make peace with those who are willing to sit down and talk to us, not those who are calling every day for our destruction and are trying to kill our citizens every day.
They may be calling for your destruction, but Hamas does look extraordinarily weak, abandoned or no longer getting the support of Egypt and the Muslim Brotherhood. The Iron Dome, a tremendous protective cover for Israelis. On that basis, isn't the Israeli army going massively over the top in Gaza?
But that's not the full picture, with all due respect. It's a very distorted picture. First of all, they've been sending thousands of missiles on Israel. And I urge you to be here one day or be anywhere and live under missile attack. I mean, any normal human being would not accept it. But secondly, most importantly of all, they have dug tunnels. They've taken money of European taxpayers, and they've spent it, instead of on relief and helping their citizens in Gaza, in tunnels which have been dug under our homes in southern Israel in order to break through one night, kidnap thousands of Israelis, drug them, torture them, kill them, or abduct them to Gaza. And the most incredible thing is that paradoxically all of these kibbutzim and villages on the border are part of the peace camp in Israel. This is the absurdity of it all.
Now, we've spoken to a former soldier today who nonetheless says that the Israeli army has become more hardened and is acting in a more aggressive way than it would have done in the past. And you'll have read similar testimony from former soldiers on the internet. This is a widespread complaint and concern of former members of the military. Do you believe that the Israeli army is behaving in a more aggressive way?
No, not at all. I think it's behaving actually in quite a cautious way. There could be errors and mistakes, but I can describe to you dozens of events constantly that depict what I'm talking about. Every unit has in-depth legal counsel. We are one of the only armies in the world that is clearly the legal counseling is involved in every part of the operation. A few days ago, in a school in Beit Hanun, a girls' agricultural school in Beit Hanun, the army unraveled a pneumatic automatic launching pad of 24 missiles. Now tell me, what are we supposed to do? What exactly are we supposed to do when somebody fires from his home, from his shelter, from his school, from his mosque? At the end, what do you do? And you want to know something? In most cases, even major European powers, even major international powers acted, in fact, in a much more brutal way than the Israelis.
But with more than 200 children already killed, what is the solution? What is the end? At what point does the government say we have achieved what we want to achieve?
Okay, so first of all, I'm the leader of the opposition, and my line is that whilst we protect our citizens, and we wanted not to go into this operation at all, nobody, we, Labour and the peace camp, believe that we should be very much proactive on moving on peace with Mahmoud Abbas, with Abu Mazen, with the Palestinian Authority, and weaken Hamas. I mean, we are in the midst of a clash of extreme Islam versus moderate nations and a coalition of moderate states that sees ISIS on the east and sees Hamas on the south and seize Hezbollah in the north. That's the real battle in the region. And the battle in the region is a confrontation of a coalition of nations that believes in fighting terror and moving towards peace and combating extreme terror organizations that do not see Israel as their only stop on the way to Europe and other elements in the free world.
But is there really hope of peace if you, as the opposition, think there is no possibility of negotiating with Hamas, which plainly has significant popular support among the 1.8 million people who live in Gaza?
So that's again to be questioned. I mean, the people of Gaza are under gun threats. They're not really free to express their opinion. Gaza has been abducted by Hamas in 2005, and they've killed and tortured their colleagues from Fatah and kicked them out and took it over. And they're operating like a base of terror. Now, I do not rule out the possibility that Hamas will kind of revert into becoming a political party within Palestinian politics, but they can't have both. You cannot be a political party on the one hand, and on the other hand, having an army of your own, do whatever the heck you want, terrorize people all over the region, and undermine the whole notion of peace. Hamas refuses to agree or accept peace agreements with Israel.
Isaac Herzog, I'm very grateful. Thank you very much.